This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. So last class we have just been talking on like how to add new projects under the solution. Okay. Lights up. How to add new projects under the solution and how these projects are organized. Okay, light unch. Single light unch. Okay. How the projects are organized under Visual Studio is what we I said you. And I was explaining about the compilation process. Am I right? I was explaining about the compilation. Yeah. I said you like when you're trying to compile, the extension of this is going to be either an exe or a DLL. And I said you every application is a blend of an exe and DLLs. A single exe and multiple DLLs will make up your project. Okay, a single exe and multiple DLLs will be making up your project actually. Fine, guys. If you just follow me here. So yeah, if you just follow me on this, the relation between exe and DLLs here. What I said to you, an assembly is a unit of deployment, because what we are going to install to deploy an application on client machines is these assemblies only. And every application is a blend of .dlls and exes. Okay. Now, what is the location you have this exe and DLL? What is the location? You'll be finding the exe and a DLL. Okay, I'll tell you. But before that, just need to make you clear about some few important things. Already, I said about exes and DLLs to you in detail. Just listen to me carefully. If you guys are working with .NET Framework, if you guys are working with .NET Framework, application projects will create you what? .exe assemblies. Okay, now next, library projects will create you what? .dll assemblies. It's very clear. Suppose you're working with .NET Core and above. If you're working with .NET Core and above, .NET Core and above means starting from .NET Core 1.0, 1.1, 2.0, 2.1, 2.2, 3.0, 3.1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you getting me? In all these cases, application projects will create you .exe and .dll assemblies also. And library projects are going to create you purely .dll assemblies. Did you understand me? If you're working with .NET Framework, application projects will create your .exe. Library projects will create your .dll. And exe means executable that runs. DLL means library which supports. Okay. Basically, all of us are familiar working with Windows operating system. In Windows operating system, an exe is an executable. An exe is a executable. All executable files are exe. You're running a notepad. It's a notepad.exe. You're running a calculator. It's a calc.exe. You're running Visual Studio. It is a devenv.exe. Last class I shown you. Are you getting me or not? Okay, suppose you are running a browser that is iexplore.exe, Internet Explorer, iexplore.exe. All these are exe files, man. These exe files will run. Now listen. When you come to other operating systems like Linux and Mac, they don't have exe files to run. Exe files are specific to Windows operating system. Yeah, in a Linux, exe files won't be present. Are you getting me? That's why in Linux, yeah, see, framework is pure Windows only version, correct? So this exe runs there. But when you come to .NET Core onwards, it is platform independent, runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac. So these exe files will run on Windows, fine. But how about Linux, sir? Linux doesn't run exe. Did you get my point or not? That's why on your Linux and Mac machines, these DLL files will run. That's why they generate you both exe as well as DLL. Sorry, listen. The DLLs that are generated by application projects are to execute on Linux and Mac machines because .NET Core is platform independent. So in Windows here, the architecture is like this. What do you know? exe runs, DLL supports. exe runs, DLL supports. Even in .NET Framework also, .NET Core also. But when you come to Linux and all, DLL only will run, DLL only will support. Are you clearer or not? What is that? DLL only will run, DLL only will support. Executor is also DLL only, and supporter is also DLL. Both are DLLs only. Got it or not? That is why from .NET Core and above, it will generate you a .exe and a .dll. Actually, on Windows, .dlls will not run at all. On Windows, .dlls will not run at all. But on Linux and Mac, .dll files will run. And to run them, Microsoft has given one tool like executor. We can use that and execute the DLL files. How to run on Linux and machine, I'll tell you. We'll talk on that. But before that, first let me tell you the location where you find these assembly files. Okay, path of the assembly. Path of assembly files. Listen, if you guys are working with .NET Framework, where do you find these assembly files, you know? Solution folder, under that project folder, under that bin, under that debug. That is the location. Solution folder, project folder, bin, debug. That is the location you'll find the assemblies. Okay now? Suppose you guys are working with a .NET Core. .NET Core. That is the location. There is an additional folder. What is that? .NET Core app. What is the VER version number? If you're working with a .NET Core 2.0, the folder name will be .NET Core App 2.0. If you're working with .NET Core 3.1, the folder name is .NET Core App 3.1. Did you understand or not? Whereas, if you're working with .NET 5 and above, this is purely for .NET Core until 3.1 only. From 5, the name is changed now. Let's say from .NET 5 and above. What is the location? Here, .NET version. They made it short. Without .NET Core app, they made it as a short name. .NET version number. So right now, all our assemblies will be present in .NET 8.0 then. Are you getting me or not? Okay, .NET 8.0. Okay, well, watch it, observe. Remember when I was explaining about these project creations to you, the first project I created in .NET 5.0. Remember or not? You can observe it if you want. Solution folder, project folder, bin, debug. See what is the name? Net 5.0. The Net 5.0 indicates you developed your application by using .NET 5. Okay, now? I think the second project created using 6.0. Let us see, I'm not sure. Yes. Okay. Third project, 7.0. Third project we created using 8. I don't remember. Let me check. How do you check? Simply, if you go there, it's also 6.0. I think 6.0 only one I shown you without using top level statements and one with using top level statements, I think. Okay. Then come to fourth project. Fourth project, 7 or 8. This is 7. This is 7. And from OOPS project onwards, it is 8.0. Right? See, OOPS project. Again, OOPS project, bin, debug. Why we have all these particular things? On that day, I think I changed these versions and shown you guys. One day, when I was explaining structures, go to 5.0. If you go to 5.0, there's explicit constructor defining in a constructor will not work to you. Yes or not? I changed the version number. That is why the folder is empty. On that compilation failed. But folder is created. From 6.0 onwards, I think I only changed and shown you. 7.0 compiled. 6.0, we got another problem. Initializing should be done or something we got. 7.0 it worked. 8.0 it worked. Did you notice it or not? Okay, on that day you changed it. That's why it is. Come to second project, this is pure 8.0. I shown you how to change the project for like version numbers in the Visual Studio. If you change it, folders will be created of here. If you change it, folders will be created of here. And that day I shown you like you can use a 5.0 and this feature will not work. 6.0 another feature will not work. 7.0 everything works. 8.0 everything works. I shown you all options to you. That's where we got. But still the compilation failed in 5.0. See, the folder is empty. 6.0 compilation failed. 7.0 compilation succeeded. Check it out. You have one DLL and exe. So we have another file PDB. These actually don't bother about the PDB. These PDB files are basically for debugging the code. F5, F10, F11. Your debugging works because of the file. These files are not important for us. Only for developers only. Not for installation. We don't install them. So to run what we need? DLL, exe. For Windows, exe. For Linux and Mac, DLL. Got it or not? Okay. Let me tell you how a Linux developer runs his application. How a Linux developer runs his application. Okay, just a second. Yeah, I don't have any complaint from anyone facing an audio issue. Brahmanand, just you need to verify on yourself because no one is compliant about it. Yeah, guys, C# 7, OOPS project, bin, debug, net 8.2. I mean the location where your assemblies are present. Okay, now? So now how do you run your exe? OOPS project.exe. Our last program is this only. Executing. Did you notice that? Okay. Now see. OOPS project.dll. I want to run the DLL file, but I get an error. Could not load the file or the assembly, something, and giving you some error. Are you clear? So DLL files are not running, right? Then how will Linux developers run, sir? Actually, You need to understand a small thing here. Suppose if you guys came across Java in your academics, if you came across Java or if you have some idea about Java, how do you save a Java file? First.java. How do you save a C# file? First.cs. Correct? Okay. How do you compile a CS file? If you're a Java developers, how do you compile a Java file? Java C only, just like CS said, Java C, first.java. Correct? And when you compile this, do you remember what it generated here? First.exe. But if you come here, what it generates, first.class. What first.class contains? Bytecode. What first.exe contains? CL code. CL code. Okay. Now, how do you run your program? How do you run your exe file? How do you run this? If at all you want to run this, how are you going to run? Simply you say first or first.exe. Understand? C# is a product of Microsoft. Your Windows operating system also belongs to Microsoft. Even though it contains CIL code in it, because both are Windows operating system, Microsoft own products only, what will Microsoft do is Microsoft will internally call the CLR and converts the CIL code into machine code and executes to you directly. Are you getting my point or not? Operating system belongs to Windows. .NET also is a Microsoft product. So even though the first.exe contains CL code in it, what will the Visual Studio do? Sorry, what will the operating system do? Operating system will invoke the CLR, converts this CL code into machine code and executes it. Okay. But if you want to run a Java program, how do you run a Java program? Do you know? Java. That is how you should run. Java first.class. What is that Java? The Java is a call to the JVM. The Java is a call to the JVM. You're invoking the JVM and then we are running the code. Are you getting me or not? Are you clear? Okay, this is the process to run. But actually in .NET, we don't call the CLR directly on your machines. We don't call the CLR directly on your machines now. Are you getting me? Because both are Windows products only, operating system will call it directly. I don't require to call the CLR explicitly. But that is not the case if you go to Linux. Linux doesn't understand the exe first. Understood? That is why what is it doing? It is generating an extra file called DLL. First.dll. It will generate you. How to run, To run, here also we have a same process. What Just like you used Java there. Here we say .NET first.exe won't run, guys. What file should I execute? DLL. Here also not in exe. What is it? .class. Here .dll. We can run this on Windows also. In Windows also it will work. But in Windows, directly these files will run off. Are you clear? But in Linux, this file will not run. What will run? The DLL file. This is how they should run. We can also test it here. Watch it if you want. See, first I tried you. First I entered. I got error. But see, .NET. This is how the Linux developers will run the code. Understood or not? This is the process to execute your applications on Linux and Mac machines. .NET, the name of the DLL. They cannot run the exe. What they run? DLL. But generally, DLLs won't run on Windows. But if you want to run them, you just require to use the .NET tool. And one more thing also I need to clarify. What These DLLs will never run anywhere. Windows also, Linux also. What DLLs will run? Only DLLs generated from application projects will run. Did you catch my point or not? Now coming to these DLLs will never run. On Windows also they won't run. Linux also they won't run. But which DLLs will run? The DLL generated from application projects will run on Linux and Mac machine with the help of a tool called as .NET. How to run? .NET and the name of the DLL that will directly execute you and gives you the output. That is the point. Okay. So we need to carefully understand all these appropriate things, guys. Last day you stopped it here, right? Yeah, here you stopped it here. And this point also we gone through. Now read it. Compilation of projects. Understand, assembly will contain the CL code of all the types. Yesterday, our assembly contained the CL code of all the 42 types. 42 only now? All the 42 types CL code will be present under that particular oops project.exe. Which one? Oops project.exe or the oops project.dll. exe for Windows, DLL for Linux. Understood me or not? Next, what is an assembly? First point clear? What it contains? CL code. Second point. Each type defined in the project. That only we clarified now. 42 types CL code will be present. Do you want to see that? Do you want to see? Watch. Observe carefully. There is a tool called as ILDASM. Intermediate Language Disassembler. What is that? Intermediate Language Disassembler. Okay, for that, give the name of your assembly. Give the name of your assembly. Immediately it opens your window and will show you the whole contents of that assembly. Okay, observe it carefully. What is this? The name of your assembly. Are you clearer or not? Under this, again, you have oops project. What is this? Can you guess? Project and assembly both are same only, na? Project compiled, assembly generated. Namespace. This is a namespace now. What's a namespace? Under this only now you have all the 42 types. Check. You can count if you want. 42 types totally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. How many structures do you remember? 2 structures, correct? The bright brownish color one is your structure. This is a structure. This is a structure. Blue is class. Blue with an I is interface. 4 interfaces. Check it out. You can understand what very clearly in that. This is the IL code of everything now. You can see the code also. See, in program class, you defined 5 methods. Do you remember? Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, main method. And there is an implicit constructor, total 6 methods. Correct? Huh? Every class after compilation will have an implicit constructor if not defined explicitly. We learned it. You want to see that? Main method. Sorry. Main method. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. What is this? Constructor. Constructor is a method, non-value returning method. .ctor is what it shows you. Nothing but the constructor. There is also a method only. To distinguish between normal methods and constructor methods, you'll find yes. Normal methods and static methods, you'll find yes. Yes indicates it's a static. Rest all are non-static. One day, we defined a class called constructors. On that, I defined a static and non-static constructor also. Do you remember? Go and see. To differentiate, will show you .cctor. Nothing but static constructor and is a non-static constructor. Both are there. And this is the main method. You'll get answers for number of things if you go here. What I said, array, this implicitly defined, you can go and verify everything. Can you see the code also, sir? Yes, you can see the code also. But the thing is, you don't understand, but because that is a CLR understandable format. That is CLR understandable format. Say if you click on the pink color icon here, it will open and show you. It's a public method. What is the name of the method? Test one. And it's an instance method. Instance method in the sense non-static, and it contains managed CL code. And see the code. We have done some logic there, yeah, but it's all converted into CLR understandable format. None of our business to understand about that particular code. But just I'm trying to tell you, array, you can see the code also inside of it. Are you clear? Test 4 takes a string, returns a string is the logic. This is all CLR understandable, and it is no point for us to understand what is that logic there. Okay, now, are you guys clear? So, second point is clear. Third one. When we install the Visual Studio, all the assemblies are installed on our computers now. Fourth point. Already shown you. Oops project will generate you oops project.dll or exe. Fifth point. In framework, bin debug. In core, bin debug, net core app version number. From .NET 5, net version number. Bin debug, net version number. That's it. Next point. Now also library projects are generating DLL only. Application projects are generating your exe and DLL. Yeah, simply, if you see this, you'll understand simply. Framework. Application projects generates only .exe. Library generates only core and above. Generates both the .exe and .dll also. Library project generates only DL. Okay. Read the note. What is that? Command line interface as follows. How to run? .NET assembly name. .NET and assembly name. Next, what is an exe? They're physically loaded and executes now. Okay, now what's a DLL? So when you talk about a .dll, the .dll assemblies will never run for you. Are you clear? The .dll assemblies will never run for you. Understood me? Okay, that's what. Out process components out of the memory providing support for the one who is running in the memory. A .NET Framework .dll assemblies can never run on their own. That is, they can only be consumed from other projects, whereas from .NET Core and above, the DL that are generated by application projects can run on Windows, Linux, and Mac machines with the help of .NET Core CLI. Okay. Next, read the note. Okay, now. Okay. Yeah. Read this. Just now I shown you. Use that. If you use that, you can see. Clearer or not? If you use that, you can just see like how exactly the ILDSM works to you. Okay, read the note. If you're working on framework, exe assemblies also can be disassembled. DLL assemblies also can be disassembled. But from .NET Core onwards, only DLL assemblies can be disassembled. Understood me? And you can see the last point. Open Visual Studio Developer command prompt, go to the below locations and try the following. What is it? Drive, your folder, oops project, bin, debug, net 8.0. Go there. ILDSM oops project.dll, same way ILDSM second project.dll. Is it clear? Do we need to install .NET tool in Linux to execute? No need. Why? Because when you install the .NET runtime, say, without installing the .NET runtime, you cannot run a .NET application. Nah? Starting classes, I said you. If you want to run a .NET application on any machine, the .NET runtime software should be installed on that machine. If you want to run a Java application on any machine, you're required to install the JRE on that machine. If you want to run a Python application on any machine, you're required to install the PRE on that machine. Did I say this or not? When you install the .NET runtime software, automatically you get the CLI tool. Okay, the .NET CLI tool will automatically come. Do we need to install .NET tool? You don't install .NET tool, but you install .NET runtime. What do you install? .NET runtime. Okay, Sandeep, DLL did not get. What you did not understand? Did you listen from the first or you joined in the middle? Sandeep, answer the question. Did you listen yesterday and from the first today? Which point? Which point you did not understand? This one? Are you talking about this figure? Are you talking about the note? What is a DL assembly? DL assemblies are out of process components. See the picture, man. If this is the memory, EX is loaded in the memory now. But DLL are out of process. They don't enter the memory. They'll be sitting out of the memory and supporting the one in the memory. Last class I gave an example for that very clearly. If you see an election, who contests? Only one person. Only one person. But the person to win, there are so many people who are supporting him. Yes or not? Only one person is contesting, but all are supporting him. Same way, a movie. The hero is the performer, and the number of thousands of people at the back are the supporters for the hero for the movie to run now. So DLL is also same only. It supports the EXE because EXE should not have huge volumes of the code. EXE code should be very, very less. See, the hero can only act. He cannot direct. He cannot play the music. He cannot sing. Yes or not? Okay, he can dance. Suppose provided someone suggests it, someone helps him. So that's what 23 other departments will be standing behind for this movie to run on screen now. Exactly. EXE is the center point now. All the DLLs will support the EXE. That's what I said. DLL helps the EXE. Yes. What kind of support does DLL files will provide? What do you mean by what kind of support? All the code will be present in DLL only. All the code will be present in the DLL only, libraries. So EXE will call them. EXE will call them because we are writing a very less amount of code here. DLL will call them. But in project after .NET 5, only DLL is working. That only said, yeah, and listen carefully, the class, you're out of mind. EXE files are generated. Sorry, what I said to you in Windows operating system, EXE will run, DLL will support. And what I said in Linux and Mac, DLL only runs and DLL only supports. DLL only will run, DLL only will support. And another important thing, all DLLs won't run. Only DLL generator from application projects will run. If now also the DLL which is generated from library project will not run, these DLLs won't run. What DLLs will run? Only the DLL generated from application projects only will run. And that is especially introduced for executing our applications on Linux and Mac machines, to run on the Linux and Mac machines. Okay. Okay. Well, guys, are you clearer till now? What I taught you? Okay, fine. Now listen. Let me open our Visual Studio, our OOPS project once. Yeah. Now I have a question before you. The question is, can we consume a class defined in a project from another class in the same project? Yes or not? Number of times we done it also. And how to consume? By creating a instance. Only that? Tell that clearly. 2 ways to consume. What are the 2 ways? Creating an instance. Second, we can create an instance and consume. We can inherit and also consume. Both options, instance creation, inheritance. And we tested also number of times. But now the next question is, can we consume a class defined in one project from another project? Did you understand me or not? Till now, we consumed everything within the project only. But now my requirement is I want to consume the classes defined in one project from another project. That is my new requirement. For example, yesterday you added second project, right? In second project, we have a class called class 1. In this class 1, I wanted to consume the rectangle class what we defined 3 days back in OOPS project. Rectangle, circle, cone, triangle. Do you remember? 2-3 days back we defined these classes where we defined OOPS project. Where you want to consume from? Second project. I want to consume it from here. This is the requirement. Okay. Let us try. Array not coming in the list, man. Say, if IntelliSense is not showing you, that is not accessible to you. Remember this one. You don't require to write the code, face a compile time error. When you type IntelliSense has to show you. If not showing, it's not accessible to you. Are you getting me? One mistake what we are making here is, these two are two separate projects and two separate namespaces. Correct or not? These two are two separate projects and two separate namespaces. If both are in the same namespace, say, listen, will you call your brother and sister with your surname? Tell me, will you call your brothers and sisters with surname? Why? You both have same surname only. You calling with his surname and he calling with your surname. No, we don't. We're all family. But do you call other people with their surname or not? Yes. All other people we try to call with their surname. Point clearer or not? All other people we just try to call with their surname. With their surname only we call the others. But same way, see, till now you consumed everything from OOPS project. Now you are trying to consume from second project. Means if you are trying to call it from here, you cannot call rectangle directly. You should call OOPS project dot rectangle. Correct or not? What I should call? OOPS project dot rectangle, because OOPS, that rectangle is not in second project namespace. It is in OOPS project namespace. So one thing I should do is, no, yeah, I could not see the OOPS project also in the list first. This OOPS project is not coming in the list now. Do you get me? If we can consume, this is how we should consume. Listen, if we can consume, this is how we should consume. Not OOPS project dot rectangle, OOPS project dot triangle, OOPS project dot cone, OOPS project dot circle. That's how I should call. Put that in the mind. Okay? But sir, why I'm not getting it? Because there are two separate projects here. They're not in the same project, two separate projects. See, one fine day, someone, you're living in an apartment here. You're living in one apartment. You have some side-by-side flats to you. One fine day, someone knocked your door and asked you, your neighbor's house is locked. And he came and asked you, do you know where did they go? Do you know where did they go? Your neighbors only. You said, I don't know. I don't have any information. And he asked you a question, why you don't know? And what is your answer? Get out from here first. Who are you to ask me, man? If they're my neighbor, that's not mandatory. I should know what they're doing now. Are you getting me or not? If my neighbor, is it mandatory I should know everything about the person? Maybe that person came only last week and I don't have any information about the person first. Chance is there, right? So exactly, understand the same thing here. What is that? Even though both these are present under the same solution, they don't know about each other. OOPS project is not aware of. Second project is not aware of. That is why I am not able to consume. If you want to consume, what you require to do first is, you are required to add a reference. You are required to add a reference of one project to the other now. Did you get my point or not? Who want to consume? Second project. Whose classes it wants to consume? OOPS project. So the reference of the OOPS project should be added to the second project. I repeat, the reference of the OOPS project should be added to the second project. Then second project can start consuming it. Otherwise, they don't have a relationship at all first. Are you clear? How to add this reference? Now, tell me one thing. Right now, these two projects are present in the same solution. Tomorrow, these two projects can be present under two different solutions. Then also we can add a reference and consume. Array, this family lives in the same apartment, your next flat. Or the family lives in your next apartment. But you can have a relation with them also. It is not mandatory you should only talk with the family members in your apartment. Nah. They live in your adjacent apartment, another flat there. So you can have a relation with them also. So point is, the relationship can be added with, the relationship can be added between, the reference adding can be done within the projects of the same solution also, projects of other solution also. But what is the difference? If you are trying to add a reference within the solution, if we are trying to add a reference within the solution, we add reference to project. We add reference to, if they are present under different solutions, we add reference to assembly. Did you understand me or not? If both are under the same solution, reference is added to project. If both are under different solutions, the reference is added to assembly. The reference is added to assembly. Okay, I'll show you both the scenarios. First, look where they are present. Where they are present. Same project only na, same solution only na. So now I can add a reference to project. But if they are not under the same solution, then the reference adding should be done to the assembly. Are you getting me? Okay, one more thing. Same solution, both will work. Both will work in the sense, project reference also will work. Assembly reference also will work. Understand me carefully. Same solution, project reference also will work. Assembly reference also will work. Different solution, assembly reference only will work. Project reference will not work. Did you understand me? So now same solution now. So I can add a project reference also, assembly reference also. Watch it, how to add. All of you carefully observe. Here we have a node called dependencies. Under that we have two things, analyzers, frameworks. What are these analyzers? These analyzers will analyze your code and tell you if there are any warnings. You declared a variable in the code here, you never used it. A warning message comes to you. Yes or not? You're trying to declare a string without suffixing a question mark and assign a null value. A warning message comes to you. You are hiding a method and did not use a new keyword. A warning message comes to you. And is all done by analyzers. Are you clear? Frameworks means on what framework is your application depending on. .NET Core App. It depends on the .NET Core App basically. Understood me or not? Now, if you add a reference to an assembly, here it will add a new node called assembly and under that our assembly file will be shown. If you add a reference to project, it will show you project node and shows you. Got it or not? I'll show you both, watch. After adding a reference, consuming process is same for both. No difference for project reference and assembly reference. You add a reference to project also same way of consuming. You add a reference to assembly also same way of consuming. But let me show you both options to you. Within the solution, both will work. Out of the solution, only assembly reference will work. Now within the solution only we are doing now. I'll show you both, observe it. I'm going to add the reference of OOPS project to second project. Who wants to take the reference? So right click on second project, add project reference, add. Sir, assembly reference, for assembly reference we don't have separate. Under that only two you will find. Under this only both you will find. Go to project reference. It opens a window. What is the window? reference manager of second project. And see, it is showing you projects. Watch it carefully. It's showing you projects of the solution. It's showing the projects under the solution and showing you OOPS project. You right clicked on which project? So that's why it is showing only OOPS project now. If you right click on OOPS project, then it will show you second project then. If the 10 are there, if you right click on one, remaining 9 will be shown here now. You can select the OOPS project and click on the OK button. Is it clear? Okay. Let me delete here. How to delete, sir? Is the delete option disabled now? Why? Okay. Expand, delete this. Yes. Expand it and delete the project name. It will delete you. See, deleted, see. Shall I now show you adding a reference to assembly? Both will work here. Okay. Same process, man. Right click, add project reference. In the left hand side, go to browse. Go to browse. Earlier we are in projects. Now go to browse. And then in the bottom, you'll find a browse button. Click on it and select the assembly from the physical location now. You know the path of the assembly now? Where is it? C# 7. OOPS project. OOPS project. Bin. Debug. 8.0. DLL file, not the exe file. You should add a reference to the DLL file. DLL, click on the add. Okay. Now see, second project.exe will run and OOPS project.dll is supporting. Understood or not? Who will run? Second project.exe will run. OOPS project.dll will support. Okay now? And see now, we have assemblies node now. I forgot to show you. When you add the reference in the project file, it will show you that information. Earlier, we don't have all these things now. Newly added. What is added? Item group, reference, hint path. Showing the path of the file, see? Clearer or not? Okay, if it is a project reference, it will show you the project file. It will show you the project file here. The preference added to the project. Okay. Let me delete, guys. Delete it, see. If I delete it, deleted here. And I prefer adding reference to project within the solution. I prefer adding reference to project within the solution. Come on. In the left hand side, go to projects, select OOPS project. And now also try to see project file. Earlier assembly file, now project file. I hope you guys are clear. Okay. So if these two are present under two different solutions, project reference will not come for you now. What do you have? Only assembly reference only should be done there. No project reference. Okay now? Well, now come to class 1 and start consuming. Reference added now? Watch. Got it? See? Dot. Got it? You want to consume this class now. Circle is equals to new OOPS project dot circle and pass the radius. Pass the radius. Same way, cone is equals to new OOPS project dot cone and pass the radius and height. Radius and height. Same way. OOPS project dot triangle. Base and height. Base, height. dot rectangle length and breadth. Length, breadth. Are you guys clear? But sir, 8 times you typed oops project dot. Can't we simplify this? Yeah, we can simplify this. We already know this. If I remove the oops project here, it's an error. I removed oops project in all the places now. Errors coming. And how to fix it? You already learnt on it. Check out. Okay, now answer my question. How to consume the classes defined in one project from another project? I'll give you a hint. There are 3 steps to consume. I shown you just now all the 3 steps. Come on, tell me, what is the first step? Add a reference to the project or assembly. Solution, add a reference to project or assembly. Okay, under which the classes we want to consume are present. Step 2. Import the namespace. Step 3. Consume the classes either by creating an instance or inheriting. I want to consume by creating an instance. Tomorrow I want to consume my inheritance. That is also possible. But we have 2 extra steps now. What are the 2 extra steps? Adding a reference. And after adding a reference, what is the next step? Importing the namespace. After adding a reference and importing the namespace, we will start consuming the classes. Understood or not? Without importing the namespace, we can prefix the class name and also call, but that becomes lengthy. Come on, guys, rate this question and answers. Can we consume types defined in a project from other types of same project? Read. All are in the same project here and they're all considered as a family now. Just like, see, you can access everything in your house. No restrictions now. Is there any condition like you should not enter into your parents' room? No. Or your brother or a sister room. Anyone can freely go anywhere now. Because all you are family members. Second. Reference to the project or assembly. You are going to add a reference to the project or assembly in which the types are defined to the project who wants to consume. Okay, next question. To a project, open Solution Explorer. Right click on the project to whom reference must be added. Select Add Project Reference option. You need to add the project reference option, which opens a window, Reference Manager. In that window, if the project which we want to consume is in the same solution, then we see the project right over there now. Or you will see that project right over there. You will be seeing the project right there now. In the middle panel with a checkbox beside. Select the checkbox and click on OK button. Whereas the project we want to consume is under another solution, then select Browse option in left hand side. Then click on Browse button below. Select the assembly we want to consume from its physical location and click OK. Now we can consume types of that assembly prefixing with the namespace or Importing the namespace. First we prefixed it. Afterwards we said this is lengthy and imported it. Okay, read the note. We cannot add, understand man, we cannot add reference to .exe assemblies. That is, we can add reference to .dll assemblies. Okay, we can add reference to .dll assemblies only. Reference cannot be added to .exe assemblies. The reference adding is possible only to the DLL assemblies. I hope I'm clear what I'm showing you. Is all clear, guys? Okay, now? Yeah. Now read the next point. Option is yours, man. Add a reference to project or assembly. Now add a new class under the second. Name it as and write the below code in it. First line. Now, created the instances and calling you all the methods. Okay, now run. Is it clear, guys? Understood all of you? That is how you consume it. This is the process to consume. Okay, now. Well, now listen to me carefully. Actually, when you're working here, there are few things which are going to confuse you now. There are few things which are going to confuse you. What are those? Project name, assembly name, namespace name. These three will confuse you a lot. Why? All have the same name. All have the project name is also OOPS project. Assembly name is also OOPS project. Namespace name is also OOPS project. This is going to confuse you a bit over there. So let me give you a clear explanation about all these three things so that you will not have any doubts or confusions going forward. Okay? First, let's take a project. What is a project? A project is something which contains source code files. What it contains? The project is source code, man. And when this is compiled, what is generated? Assembly. Compiled code. You have source code here, you have compiled code here. Both are same only, man. A project and assembly both are same only. There is nothing difference between a project and assembly. See, when you expand a project, it will show you all the items in the project. Using ILDSM, I shown the same thing. I expanded an assembly. I have expanded an assembly and I shown you all the things under that now. But in project, you saw source code, but here we saw CIL code. What you saw? CIL code. Compile code with CIL code only, na? So project and assembly both are same. Understood me or not? Okay, so remember, what is it? A project and assembly are one and the same. One and the same. But project contains source code in it and assembly contains compiled code in it. So both of them will have the Array, this is not new to you. You learned this from C language also. You written a program called test.c. After compilation, test.exe generated. What is the difference between two? Test.c contains source code, test.exe contains compiled code. There's no difference between the two files now. Both are same. One contains source code, one contains compiled code. Exactly. Project and assembly are same only. First one contains the source code, second one contains the compiled code. So both will have the same name. So don't look them separately now. Treat both of them as one and the same only. One has the source code in it and one has the compiled code in it. That's all. You're clear with project and assembly? When you're developing, you call it as a project. After compilation, you call it as assembly. That's it. Same only both are. Okay? Now what about this namespace? Say, as explained earlier, a namespace is a logical container of types like class, structure, interface, enum, and delegate. Guys, already 3 types you learned. 2 more types are there. I'll explain you. Enum and delegate. So once again, as explained earlier, a namespace is a logical container of types. Okay? We generally use these namespaces for grouping of related types. I shown you this picture in the starting classes. Do you remember? All the types to develop mobile applications are under one namespace. All the types to develop web applications are in one namespace. All the types to develop desktop GUI applications are under one namespace. File handling operations, one namespace. Database operations, one namespace. Grouping of related types. We generally use this namespace of grouping of related types and also to see, in our application, do you remember we have 2 program classes? Array, one under oops project, one under, and how are you differentiating? Tomorrow I want to consume both these 2 classes from a new project. I added a 3rd project here. In 3rd project, I want to consume program class of oops project also, program class of 2nd project also. How do you differentiate now? With the namespace only. One is present under oops project, one is present under 2nd project. How do you write oops project dot program, 2nd project dot program? Naming collision. Is it clear? Next. By default, every type that is defined under a project will be within a namespace, and that will be project name only. You done this from day one, na? You created oops project. Under that we defined 42 types, and all the 42 types are defined in the oops project namespace only. So by default, every type that is defined under a project will be within one namespace, and that will be the project name only. The namespace name will be project name only, and the name will be, and the name will be project name only. But we can change this name, as well as we can also have multiple namespaces in one project. Listen, assembly name cannot be changed from project name, but namespace name can be changed. And also we can have multiple namespaces. Shall I prove you? Watch. In second project, we have two classes, man. One is class 1, one is program. Look. Both are under same namespace only or not? What is the namespace name? Project name. Don't select that. Project name. What is the namespace name? Project name only. That is second project. But what I said to you, we can change. We can change it. We can change it, sir. Yes, you can. Watch. I want to name it as NSP1. I changed the namespace. No error anywhere. I can even have multiple namespaces also. I'll come here. NSP2. So now you understood how many namespaces are there? One or two? Two namespaces. Now, when I run this code, I get an error. Why, sir? Notice that? What is it telling you? Array, you're written here second project dot class 1. I did not find it. Why? The namespace name is not second project anymore. 2 dot. Executing observe it. Just now, I explored an assembly and shown you now. Array, this is assembly and this is namespace. Under the namespace, we have all the types, correct? Second project, bin, debug, net 8.2, ILD ASM, observe. Check it out. First one, second project.dll. That is your project name only. It did not change. And that is physical. Assemblies are physical. But namespaces are logical. That is only logic. Say, assembly is like a drive. Physical or not? Namespace is a folder under the drive. Logical. We use it for grouping. We use it for grouping. Say this one group of classes is on the group. I defined one only. Add more, man. Are you clear? I given an example for this. In your 3-4 years of your college, you have taken so many photographs in different occasions of your college now. And nearly some 10 to 15,000 photographs are there. All stored on your computer hard disk within one folder. Now suddenly I called you and I asked you, can you show me the third year annual day function photographs? When you open the folder, 15,000 photographs are there. Now how to pick them? You have to start scanning every photo now. Not easy. Correct? But what you done, you're organized in a very, very good way. What is that? First, you created one folder called as college photos. Under that, you created 4 separate folders. First year, second year, third year, fourth year. Under first year, you created a folder called as Freshers Day and stored the Freshers Day photos in it. Annual Day, stored the photos in it. Okay, you all went for a picnic. You all went for an excursion. Are you getting me? For every event, you started maintaining a separate folder now. Now suddenly if I come and ask you, can you show me the third year annual day function photographs? Easy now. You can easily show me those. Why? Because they are organized separately. They're organized separately. They're not stored in one. They're organized in separate folders in this particular process. I hope you guys are clear. Understood? Here also it is the same thing. So their drive is my assembly. Their folder is my namespace. Are you getting me? Okay, just for example, look at this. Okay, just a minute. I'll type and show you. I have a project with the name called as DB Operations. Are you clear? And it is a library project. Now tell me, after compilation, what is generated? dboperations.dll now. Understood or not? Now under this, I have 6 classes defined. Class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now, all these 6 classes are on one namespace by default now. What is the namespace name? That only we saw for OOPS project now. All the 42 are present in the same namespace only now. This is the original architecture. But what I want, actually is the first 2 classes are defined to work with Oracle database. The next 2 classes are defined to work with SQL Server database. The next 2 classes are designed to work with MySQL database. Did you understand me or not? So for better understanding, what I can do, I can put these 2 under one namespace. Again, another namespace for these 2. Again, another namespace for these 2. And I'm giving the names like this now. Namespace, this is for connecting with Oracle. I'll name it Oracle now. This is for connecting with SQL Server. And this is for connecting with MySQL. Are you guys clear or not? I'm having different namespaces here. What I'm using. Understood me? Now tell me, you want to consume class 3 in a different project. Are you clear? What is your first step? Adding a reference to? Tell me the names. First step, add a reference to dboperations.dll. Be clear in your names. Add a reference to dboperations.dll. Second step, import the namespace SQL. Import the namespace SQL. Third step, consume the class 3 either by creating an instance or inheriting. Did you understand? Come on again. First step, add a reference to dboperations.dll. Add a reference to dboperations.dll. Second step, import the namespace SQL. Third step, consume the class 3 either by creating an instance or inheriting. I hope you're clear. Okay, here I mentioned, assembly is a namespace. An assembly is an output file which gets generated for compilation of a project, and it is physical. Namespace not physical, namespace logical. The name of the assembly file will be same as project name and cannot be changed at all. Project contains source code, assembly contains compiled code. A namespace is a logical container. A namespace is a logical container of types which are used for grouping types. By default, every project has a namespace and its name is same as the project name. But we can change namespace names as per our requirement, and moreover, a project can contain multiple namespaces in it. Prasad. Who is that? Prasad. Don't play in the classroom. Get out of the class if you're not interested. Okay? See that. For example, it is a console application. When compile generates an assembly with the name doperation.ex and dboperation.dll. Otherwise, let us consider it as a library project. It is a library project. Generates what? Let's not talk about exe, a pure DLL. Underwritten namespaces can be as following now. What is that? SQL. Whenever we want to consume a type which is defined under one project from other projects, we need to follow the below steps. Step 1. Project or assembly under which the types you want to consume are defined. Step 2. Import the namespace under which the types are defined. Step 3. Now either create the instance of the type or inherit the type and consume them. Okay, follow the steps carefully. First, adding a reference to assembly. Second, importing the namespace. Third one, consuming the type, creating instance or inheritance. Hope you guys are clear. Yes or not? Understood now? So earlier I thought you only consuming within the project, but today I thought you consuming out of the project. Okay, tomorrow we'll learn another interesting thing. What is it? Today, did you notice when I type oops project dot, it showed me only 5 classes. Rectangle, circle, cone, figure, only these 5. But we have 42 types now, sir. What about the remaining 37 types? They did not come in the list now? Yes or not? Why they did not come and how to consume them, we'll try to understand in the next class. Okay, let's stop here.